my aunt. So she taught me Bengali folk songs and basically how to play the harmonium. It imbued me with a love of cyclical melodies, and also the paltas she taught me on the harmonium. Palta means variation. Those principles I later applied to the bass. And I'm trying to refocus people's attention back on the bass line and the emotional impact that it had, and what I felt was the spirituality and the consciousness in that music.
Keep banging on the walls. God Fortress Europe. Keep banging on the walls of Fortress Europe. Keep banging on the walls. 2022, a European order, robocop controlling the border, suffocating folks getting closer and closer. Armor class, an invasion of reserves, a burning village in Kosovo. You bombed it out, telling us to go home. Machine guns trot on the cliffs of Dover. Heads down, people look out, we're going over. Give us a man re-entry, pass our minds on some Atlantic centuries. Safe European home, pure wars, not knocking the affair, never lose the war. Give us in your hand, the arm and shoulder. Total control just round the corner. Up on the block, in time, New York, keep banging on the walls of Fortress Europe. Keep banging on the walls of Fortress Europe. Keep banging on the walls of Fortress Europe.
In the first place, we weren't trying to be a band, let alone any kind of international band. We had no concept of that whatsoever. We were still engaged in music education at Community Music. The project was there because we wanted to express, okay, stuff that we'd seldom spoken about in our lives even, you know. And here we are, for the first time, a group of young Asians together and pouring out all this stuff, because there was an increase in fascist and racist activity, and particularly because of the election of a white racist councillor, Derek Beacon, BMP, to Tower Hamlets Council. There was a specific task in hand, which was to go out and perform at local colleges and universities to try and mobilise students and young people to go out and vote in the by-elections to get this person out. I first met Chandrasonic when I advertised in '88 for musicians, black and Asian musicians interested in playing dub-noise music. When I heard the sound that he made, he came along with two guitars. One had this open tuning, which was a kind of Indian principle. And when I heard the sound that he was making with these 3 pieces of kit, I just immediately said to him, "You're Chandrasonic, you are. That's you." And it's because the sound he was making, without a doubt, was acknowledging the vibe and the history and the sound of Indian music, without a doubt. But it was also accessing the future. It was a totally futuristic sound. And then to do that is also a militant gesture as well, to say, I will not play what you Orientalists expect me to play.
They got to right, listen not to scaremonger. Who does not run when they feel the hunger? From where to what, to when, to here to there. People caught up in the red tape nightmare. Break out of the detention center. Cut the wires and tear up the vulture. People get ready, it's time to wake up. Tear down the walls of Fortress Europe. This is the 21st century. Tear down the walls of Fortress Europe. This is the 21st century.
This is great that you've got all this space. You've got bass and drums, and then you've got all this space. Well, in that space you can put noise. You know, you can use that. That basic principle existed a long time ago. For me, that basic notion was there. How to make something experimental also accessible. You know, that idea was really interesting to me. For me, dub in itself is experimental music that was also highly popular. You know, it's people's music. You had the sound system, all right, and yet it's this really abstract thing, and this notion, all right, so that principle of taking something which is supposedly experimental and taking it outside of the domain of intellectuals and making it popular, but doing it in a way which is unpatronizing. That principle always appealed to me.
We've got to right. Keep banging the walls of Fortress Europe. Let's take that down. Keep banging the walls of Fortress Europe. The Fortress Europe. Keep banging the walls of Fortress Europe. The Fortress Europe.
We as Asians living in this country